not scare me. Do not scare me.
Today we are talking about Badze again. We have a new topic to discuss with you. The topic is, of course, Nobleman Star on 4 Pillars of Destiny called Badze, but we want to talk a little bit about why we chose the Nobleman Stars. Go and talk about manifestation dates. And you do not know that I host an official BG investment project channel where we have presentations and technical training sessions. And I do go live pretty frequent, even if I have a small group of people or I just feel like going live. If it was not for Stefan, none of us would be here. So I would love to create bigger partnerships and more amazing results for everyone. So I know it's rough, but I'm here. I think everybody knows me. I'm Gagan Sarkaria, and I am your friend.
Tonight, we're doing a deep dive into a woman who has been at the center of one of the biggest financial collapses we've covered so far. A woman who built her brand on destiny codes, soul blueprints, abundance alignment, and metaphysical coaching, and somehow became one of the loudest, most confident promoters of BG Wealth Sharing, an investment scheme now under law enforcement seizure. This is the story of how a metaphysics coach became a financial authority overnight, and what that means for the people who trusted her. According to Gagan Sarkaria's LinkedIn profile, she has her MFA and MBA, and she is a high achievement coach. Her bio says, unfold your marketing, creative agency owner, high achievement coach, franchise owner, founder of 2 academies. You scroll down, you will see that she has an education at Argosy University in Dallas from 2006 to 2012, where she claims she graduated with honors, and she also went to the University of Metaphysics. And she got a master's degree in metaphysical science, health and wellness general. She went to that university from 2016 to 2020. Now, Argosy University was a private for-profit university with campuses throughout the US, owned by Dream Center Education Holdings, LLC, and Education Management Corporation. On February 27, 2019, the U.S. Department of Education stated that they were cutting off federal funding to the university. All of their campuses were officially closed shortly thereafter. And when you dig a little bit further, you realize they agreed to pay a $3.3 million fine in restitution to settle charges with the Colorado Attorney General that their university had engaged in deceptive marketing practices. That was following 8 consumer complaints. So she learned from the best. The University of Metaphysics is basically a hoopla university. It's basically like an online university that teaches you how to do like meditation and spiritual practices. For example, to get the metaphysics master degree in the metaphysics master's program level of their curriculum, this is what you need. I mean, one of the things that you need is 14 guided meditations. Just to give you an example of the kind of thing that they teach, you get a practitioner certificate for hands-on healing. So, you know, all this great stuff. Health studies, intuitive skills, career skills, like spiritual counseling. It's just a lot of hoopla, which brings us to her actual website, GaganSarkaria.com, where she claims that she is a soulful life and high achievement business coach and an abundance manifestation expert. Or as I like to say, an expert in hoopla. She says that she's assisting determined entrepreneurs achieve remarkable results. Gagan Sarkaria is an international sought-after soulful life book branding and business coach and abundance manifestation expert. She teaches abundance manifesting skills based on your astrology charts, bridging the gap between Eastern philosophies and Western methodologies to create remarkable results. She has helped hundreds of clients transform their pain into prosperity and help them build their life and business beyond their talents. Gagan is passionate about unfolding, elevating, and redesigning your success using Chinese metaphysics, destiny science, divination, and energy medicine. She is a certified Zai Wei Dao Shu astrologer, Feng Shui, and Reiki master. Gagan started her career as a university professor and transitioned into management roles to coach and train faculty, staff, and administrators. Gagan holds 3 academic degrees, a Master of Fine Arts in Visual Communication, Master of Business Administration and Management, and Bachelor of Fine Arts in Graphic Design, which is interesting because on her LinkedIn, she said she went to the University of North Texas from 2000 to 2004, and she also went to the McNeil Education Foundation. It's almost like, how'd she end up here, you know? She is currently pursuing her doctorate in metaphysical science degree. And here is the woman of the hour, saying things like, creating your blueprint of success through destiny science. She says, I know your pain and totally understand your challenges. I have been in your shoes, shattered, broke, and broken as well.
Speak for yourself.
I have helped hundreds of clients, family, and friends resurface from the trenches and transform their pain into prosperity. It also says, besides being a business coach and the branding expert for entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, executives, and infopreneurs, I run a boutique-style creative agency called Unfold Your Success LLC in the Dallas-Fort Worth market in Texas. And you can book her for all kinds of hoopla. She claims that she has been seen on various media platforms such as NBC News, Fox, CBS, The Daily Herald, Google News, ABC, and Thrive Global. Through my soulful mentoring, my clients not only heal their past, but also release their books and brands and eventually redefine their present and transform their pain into prosperity. Through my branding and business coaching programs, they certainly gain clarity, confidence, and creative paths, with the result that builds a business beyond their talents, and finally achieving remarkable success. Overall in business, at the end of the day, it's all about results, and I deliver excellent results in everything that I do. I am committed to offering services and programs that allow you to brilliantly shine in your creative power, eventually building a lucrative business that you love. It's time to crack your soul and money codes. Own and brand your brilliance in order to build a business beyond your talents. Sending blessings and brilliance your way. Love, Gagan.
Good morning, everyone. This is Gagan Sarkaria, your high achievement coach, chiming in from Texas. Very happy Friday to everyone. I have William Chua here with me, my soulful consultant, a certified Chinese metaphysics practitioner, logging in from Singapore. Welcome, William.
Thank you, Gagan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone.
Yes, good afternoon and evening to most of our followers who are in other parts of the world rather than United States. Today we are talking about Bazi again. We have a new topic to discuss with you, but before we talk about it, the topic is, of course, Nobleman Star on 4 Pillars of Destiny called Bazi, but we want to talk a little bit about why we chose the Nobleman Star. So I remember when I did your reading for Bazi, and one of your questions was that I'm semi-retired, I've built very successful business, I'm very comfortable, I have what I need, but I don't know what I need to do at this section of my new season of my life. And knowing what Bazi reveals for you, William, you were looking for something. And when I did your reading, I offered that, okay, how about you do this with your Chinese metaphysics? And you said, how did you know? I was actually thinking about this and I manifested this, which is fascinating. How the universe can actually bring in your manifestation desires and help you achieve those. And I'm so glad that you're part of my team, and the wisdom and the knowledge that you bring is just amazing.
So this nobleman, red and monkey. It's the same as mine. So this is the Yinwood Day Master, right? Or Yinwood Day Master. So Gagan, you're Yinwood Day Master, right?
Yes, I am.
So that's why you, so this lady also a Yinwood Day Master, but this is not you, okay? So,
it's not my
so
turn. Used Chinese metaphysics. It's very fascinating that I can, even though I don't read and write now, because it's all characters, over the time I can recognize, okay, what are the 10 heavenly stem characters and what are the 12 earthly branches characters and what's the mixture. And, now I can actually identify if there is no English written. So if you are determined and focused, that you are passionate about something and you have the skills and the knowledge to go forward in that path, that's where beautiful things start to happen. When you tap into your Nobleman Star, when you tap into your Intelligence Star, when you tap into your Chiman activations, you just start getting these downloads of information that make your journey quite easy and a beautiful ride. So for those who are interested in our services and want to do a Bazi reading, here is the QR code that you can scan, or you could go directly to GaganSarkaria.com website and go from there. But the last thing that I want to say before we turn it off for the day is that we've got a Telegram channel called the Abundance Manifestation Channel. Here is a QR code. We would love for you guys to come and hang out with us, ask questions. We share information in there. We also try to go and talk about manifestation dates. William has started doing some dates for powerful outcomes, like if you need courage, if you want to attract something, like improve your charisma, if you want to do healing, or you want to feel better, or you want inner peace because you've been so stressed. There are certain Chiman activation sharings that we do in our Telegram group. I have other information in there. So please come join us on Telegram, be a part of our community and support us, and let us know what questions you have, because we do answer questions in there. So thank you so much.
Her work experience is quite interesting. She was an assistant professor of art at Jacksonville State University from August 2004 to August 2005. She was the university assistant creative director at the University of North Texas from October 2005 to March 2006. Don't seem to keep her very long. From about 2007 till 2013, she was at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh Online Division. She also worked at DeVry University from November 2011 until May 2013. And then she worked at Argosy University as the professor of business management from April 2012 to May 2013. Seems like she started her MLM life in June of 2015, where for about 9 months she was the vice president of training, development, and curriculum at a place called Bank Code Sales Training Academy. I couldn't find much information about this. Then she became self-employed at John Maxwell team, apparently, from August 2013 to now, where she is a certified leadership trainer and corporate consultant. Currently, she teaches their curriculum. In March 2019, she started her own franchise with Chefs for Seniors, where she claims that they provide a unique and affordable in-home personal chef service that offers a refreshing alternative to traditional senior meal delivery services or meal kits. And she offers this out of Dallas-Fort Worth. In March 2012, she began her GaganSarkaria.com website, where she began claiming to be that high achievement business coach. And she claims that she has been a branding expert, founder, and agency owner since August of 1991, where she says she's the founder and chief branding officer of Unfold Your Marketing Creative Agency in Dallas-Fort Worth. This is a boutique-style creative agency founded on the principles and philosophy of attracting your ideal clients through soulful branding based on your character strengths and values. She runs a bunch of branding your book and brilliance programs. So there's that. I wonder why she didn't put BG Wealth Sharing on there.
All right. So we are officially live on our YouTube channel, which is the BG Investment Project channel. I would love to share that link with everyone. So if you are new to this presentation and you do not know that I host an official BG Investment Project channel where we have presentations and technical training sessions in English, in Vietnamese, and in Hindi, Urdu, and Punjabi. And soon it'll be French and Spanish as well. So I'm going to share that link. It is https youtube.com/the @BG Investment Project. If you have not looked at that project, that YouTube channel, please click on that link in the chat and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I go live. And I do go live pretty frequent, even if I have a small group of people or I just feel like going live. And I talk about BG and I talk about investment opportunities. I talk about mindset, heart set, and skill set, and all about decentralized finance and how can you shift your mind from an employee to a business owner to an entrepreneur to an investor. And that's what my personal journey has been. So with further ado, I'm going to kickstart today's evening's presentation. It's 5 minutes past 8. So welcome everyone officially to BG Wealth Sharing Business Opportunity Presentation in English for the world. So I'm so honored to have you here as my guests. We will definitely have more than 100 people. So if you need to text somebody to come in, please be my guest. I want to do something different today, meaning that I host these every Tuesday night and I kind of talk about the business plan, the business opportunity, why BG, why DSJ Exchange. There are certain things that I have not officially talked about that I think you will find very intriguing and fascinating. My journey with BG started 6 months ago. I live in the United States of America in the state of Texas, in the big state of Texas. And I was exposed and invited to BG Wealth Sharing Project 6 months ago, actually during the week of my birthday. So I looked at it, I did my research, I was very happy to kickstart my own journey as an investor because that's who I am. And that was my birthday present to myself. So BG, 6 months ago, was my birthday present to myself because, you know, usually around birthday time, holiday time, Christmas time, people are doing gift giving, and I'm a big giver. So I don't do things for myself. So I, 3.5 years ago, decided that during the month of December, when I'm giving gifts to everyone, or I'm trying to take care of other responsibilities, there is something that I have to do for myself. And what would that be? Some kind of an investment project that can help me create and achieve my financial freedom faster than the projected 20 years that I might have to work to retire. So that was the shift about 3.5 years ago that I had, and it was a game-changing shift. So I was a passive investor for the first 90 days in BG Wealth Sharing Project, and then something happened. What happened? I took my first withdrawal after quadrupling my principal investment. And it took 10 minutes for me to get my withdrawal. And I'm compounding on my daily trades. So I will walk through some of the things as to what is it that we do. But then something else happened in April, and all because of two people. One is Miss Cynthia Tran, who is my Vietnamese leader. She actually reached out to me and said, hey, I heard you doing BG. I would love to do BG with you. I'm like, great, let's go. You know, sometimes you just need a running buddy with you to inspire each other, to have that like similar mindset and a similar drive to go achieve your goals. And I finally found one. So Miss Cynthia and I ran, you know, kind of. And I'm so glad that my Vietnamese sisters and brothers started to run with us. So I'm here doing these weekly presentations because they asked me to do so. I was not doing these before. They said, well, we want to tap into your skill set and we would love for you to do a presentation. I said, sure, if I'm going to do it for you, I'm going to do it the whole world. And here we are, 93 people sitting in the room right now. Let's see if I can break the record and pass 100. Let's see if people are going to come in and see where we're going to take these numbers. So what happened was, when I started doing my presentations, everybody started asking me, Gagan, did you do your research on this? Gagan, did you do your research on this? I'm like, yes, I did. That's why I've been doing this for a while. But I never talk about it on videos and presentations because, you know, the drive is always talking about the business opportunity plan. But I think today I'm going to switch a little bit and not open up my deck. I'm going to talk about why BG is different, okay? So I'm going to take you to my board first, then I'm going to take you to the PDF, and then I'm going to take you some websites which are going to blow your mind off. So let's see if I can. Okay. I'm going to write on this. So you see on this board, and I think everybody recognizes who he is. Behind me on this board is Professor Stefan Beard. He is the founder, CEO of BG Wealth Sharing Company. And I was the first person in the United States, probably in our organization, who requested a video call with him 30 days into the program, because I had a lot of questions and I wanted to know if he was real. And I wanted to see if he can, you know, be on a Zoom call with me rather than just chat. And he did. He gave me 20 minutes of his time. And that was a game changer for me. The owner and the founder and the CEO of the company was going to make time for me, who is a very small, tiny little tadpole in this gigantic ocean of investors, retail investors, was going to actually give me his precious, valuable time. Why? Because he felt that I'm an equal partner in his 300,000 plus community members, that his precious time will probably empower me or inspire me. And he did both. So that led me to another journey, which I'm going to share, that no matter what business or a background or industry you come from, every business, there are two things that are most important for every business. And what are those? Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, let's see. We're going to switch gears here. So every business has two things in common. What are those two things? People and sales. Two most important things common that are required and needed for every business: people and sales. And I believe personally that if you focus on people, sales will start to happen automatically. That is basically the core philosophy of Professor Stephen Beard and the BG management team and the entire project. So why is BG so special? And I'm pretty sure the person who invited you to today's presentation, whether you invited yourself, whether you are a new member, you are an experienced member, whether you've been here for a week, a month, a quarter, or a year, every member is special and they will vouch for what I'm saying. They feel the same. And what is that? If you look at this triangle behind me on this board, and just think of this triangle as the BG triangle. On the top is the communication or company. And whatever I'm sharing with you, you can apply that in your personal life, in relationships, in your family, in a business, in your career, in your job, in a networking marketing plan that you are a member of, or you've been a member of, or maybe BG that if you are assessing it for the first time. This triangle is going to change your life and create a different perspective for you. So if you look at BG as this triangle, think of the top, the peak, where the CEO sits, the founder, the owner, Professor Stephan sits on that peak, right? The topmost peak. But I want you to think of that not as a peak or a pyramid. I want you to think of it as a communication at the peak. The number one priority of the company is communication. Communication with who? Google? No. Communication with who? Scam advisors? No. Communication with who? People who want to post shitty stuff on Google and use or monetize their channels or their websites for clickbait things so that they can get paid by Google because there are so many clicks to it? No. Communication with the community, and it's a gated community. You are a community of investors. You are a member of an elite investor crowdfunding community. And what is that? That's called BG Wealth Sharing Community. So if you think of communication and you think of yourself in one triangle peak right here, that is community, that is you and me, the retail investor who started with a tiny little amount of investment to be a BG member. Think of that as to what is happening here. That actually increases. And what I love about BG is, I've got more members coming in. What I love about BG is that this communication channel from the company to the community is a two-way, very, very strong two-way communication channel. Think of that as a strong point for this project. So, okay. I've got more people coming in. We are at 112 people sitting in the room. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And I saw some of the people here who are probably in a different time zone. So welcome for being here. Thank you so much. So we have the communication, a two-way, extremely strong channel of communication. So what happens is that when you have had a past bad experience in any project, or you've had a personally bad experience in a career or a job or a business opportunity or another network, then this aspect starts to change your reality. It starts to change your perspective. It starts to open up your heart to the communication and the drive and and the social proof that you get in this gated community of 300,000 plus members, it changes your perspective. And then you start to fall in love with BG. And there is a saying that first you get into BG, but when BG gets into you, the game changes. So there are a lot of people here who are now at this level of reality shift where they have made a lot of money and they have done successful withdrawals because BG is now talking about people and then sales, and automatically everything is happening, and then the game shifts. So for those of you, do we have any guests in the room? Let's see. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you so much for the feedback. Appreciate it. New member hitting level 1. Okay. Very nice. Fabulous. I've been sending in messages that, oh, Team India needs a better time. Team Vietnamese need a better time. Now with India and Vietnamese team in kind of the same time zone, we are literally doubling it from what his basic requirement was. To have their own signal. So we just like powered up and created 2 teams and said, okay, these 2 teams are in the same time zone. People are just waiting up, people, especially when they have to wake up at 4 or 6 in the morning to go to jobs, to be awake at like midnight. I mean, you can't sustain it for a long term. And he knows that. And he's very, very kind and giving and generous. So Linda, thank you so much for being on this case. Like, we need a better team. So thank you so much.
Every day I keep saying, like, you want me to grow my team, and my goal target market is in Vietnam. It's not in the US, because I have no relative, I have no friend, no connection in the US. And I know Vietnamese market is grow because we have 100 million people over there. So I just need 1%. Okay. So I'm saying, like, you need to support me on this so I can grow my team on that side. So in my team have 1 member, she promote to level 2 just in 18 days. And she will be promoted to level 3 in this month too. That's why he see how we work hard and commitment with our work. So today he said, like, I have the good news to tell you, but don't tell anybody yet because we don't have the certain time yet. But for sure it will be
it will work.
A suitable schedule for everybody.
Yes, and for Team India and for Team Vietnamese, it's going to be a similar time frame. So I'm so happy to hear that good news. And yes, we are talking in a public, live stream. So I hope he doesn't see it, because he's going to come back and see, I saw all your videos and you said this. I'm like, oops. So we are both going to get in trouble. So anyways, he's very supportive, and we are very appreciative and blessed to have him in our lives, because if it was not for Stefan, none of us would be here. So I would love to create bigger partnerships and more amazing results for everyone. All right, people, this is the end of our presentation. We've gone way beyond our time today, but it was an excellent time period to spend with you, to have you all in the room. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you again for your participation, and for the guests, please get started. Get back to the person who invited you and take it to the next level. Even if it takes you a few days to a few weeks to a few months, don't stop. Just keep doing it. All right. Thank you so much, Linda, for being my co-host partner today and for your amazing testimonial. You are the walking, talking mascot for me, because I keep asking you, send me that photo of yours. Send me that photo of yours. So you are definitely my BG mascot. So I'm so honored and amazed to have you on the team. Yeah. See, there you go.
Remember, waiting for you to receive it.
Yes, I will. I need to upgrade my phone to give you that. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a great night. Until next time, this is Gagan Sarkaria signing off. See you next week, Tuesday, same time, same channel, the same link as well. Take care. Be happy. Enjoy BG and build it to the next.
And this is where the story changes. Gagan didn't just join BG while sharing. She became one of the faces of BG while sharing. She was on stage. She was on Zoom calls. She was in leadership chats. She was presenting the platform as safe, regulated, audited, and life-changing. She told people they could withdraw anytime. She told people it was compliant. She told people it was secure. She told people it was the opportunity of a lifetime. These are not metaphysical claims. These are financial claims. And she made them with absolute certainty. Let's talk about the Utah event. This was not a casual meetup. This was a full-on promotional event where she stood on stage and presented BG Wealth as a legitimate regulated investment platform. She used the same confidence, the same spiritual authority, the same polished delivery she uses in her metaphysical coaching, except this time, it wasn't about your soul blueprint, it was about your money. And people trusted her. I mean, she was the keynote speaker. Then the withdrawals slowed, and the withdrawals froze. And then the 12% tax appeared. Then the domain was seized by law enforcement. And suddenly, the woman who spoke with absolute certainty now knew nothing. So let's hear what she had to say. Yes, if it wasn't for Gagan Sarkaria, then this thing, in my opinion, would never have taken off. In my personal opinion, there are three major promoters in BG Wealth Sharing and DSJEX. The first one is Richard Shea, which you saw for a moment briefly there, and which you may recognize from the Salt Lake City, Utah event that Danny reacted to over on his channel and that I made the BG Wealth Boogie video out of. He is a large promoter here. Second, I would say, is Gagan Sarkaria, and after her is Linda Wynn, who is underneath her and who you also just saw and who I briefly touched on in my first BG Wealth Sharing deep dive, the one about Stephen Beard. And so, in my opinion, if it weren't for these three people, this thing would not have been able to take off as much as it actually has. And when the shit hit the fan, as our buddy Batman says, basically, Gagan showed up eventually after hiding for quite a while. And here's the thing, the bond chat and the telegrams, they were going wild. They were saying, where are all of the lead promoters? They all kind of disappeared when the alleged hacking was going on, right? And it seemed very weird. But then, all of a sudden, Gagan showed up, and she did quite the live stream, which I would like to show you all right now. This was on May 8th, 2026.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Live. Okay, we're going to turn on the captions. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to record this session also. Okay. So I know it's rough, but I'm here. Today's May 8th, 10 o'clock my time, right here in Central Standard Time Zone. For those of you, I think everybody knows me. I'm Gagan Sarkaria, and I am your friend. And I'm here for a very short session. And I wanted to, first and foremost, thank you each and every person who is here today, live, and probably is going to watch this with your teams, with your families, with your friends, with your leaders. My message today is, I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice.
I think you're just nervous. I don't think you're losing your voice. I think you're nervous because it's apparent that BG Wealth Sharing is being shut down. It's collapsed, and you just don't know how to talk about it.
Message here today, and the reason that I wanted to have this session was to
address a few things. The first and foremost, facts. But also, I heard where everybody's like wanting to see me. Where is Gagan? Where are the senior leaders? I want to say a few things that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Because I'm a friend first. I am a member first. And as a BG member first, don't know what to do. I'm in the same boat like you guys are.
Oh, she's in the same boat. So throughout this presentation, although Gagan was very confident, like I said, that this was a great investment opportunity, and she told everyone to get all of their friends and family involved and got her own friends and family involved, now she is a victim just like all of you. She's trying to position herself now as somebody that also got hacked. And most of the people in this thing are just people that got hacked. All right. We talk a lot on my channel about what makes you a victim versus a perpetrator and where that line is. And in my opinion, Gagan has surpassed that line from being a victim into being the top promoter. Honestly, the top promoter in this thing. And she had no problem securing a spot right next to Stephen Beard and helping him with several of his presentations as well. So it's up to you if you were in this and you want to accept her apology. But based on what we know about her so far, I would say that she is a master at nothing other than manipulation, emotional manipulation.
I have paused all activities since May 2nd, since the announcement of 12% tax, because I don't understand that part. When I don't understand anything, I cannot educate anyone what to do. As a crypto educator, that's all I've done. Shared and educated people of my own personal experiences and what was taught to me when I decided to go and build a team.
Now, I have to be honest. When someone like Mr. Smith says this to me, I go, okay, I can understand. You didn't sign up thousands and thousands of people who signed up thousands and thousands of people. You know, you may have been a little public. But if you want to, say, oh, fuck, this is a scam now, and make sure you let everyone know and apologize, then I'd be willing to let it go. With Gagan, no. Not so much. Not so much.
You all know my story. Don't have to repeat it here. But I wanted to show up for you guys that I'm hurting too. And there's a lot on the line. But I wanted to request everyone to hold a space of positivity and keep it simple. There is a wisdom, big wisdom.
You know what's funny? Gagan here claims to be somewhat of a psychic. If you didn't get that from my intro, I'm sorry. Her whole gig up until about early 2025 was, oh, I do healing, hands-on healing. I read your astrology charts and I tell you your future and I help you manifest things. Law of attraction, blah, blah, blah. And she uses magical spiritual meditation powers and other spiritual powers in order to help predict your future. But for some reason, she didn't see this collapse coming. I just find that fascinating.
In Chinese metaphysics, that I will say that really resonates. When you are confused, you cannot make any decisions. You all know that. So the saying goes, the 5 colors can blind your eyes.
Oh my.
Like if you see too many colors together, your eyes will be blind, like you can't see, right? Try looking at somewhere for a few seconds. You won't be able to see. The 5 tones, like if you're listening to too many music together, it'll deaf your ear. And the 5 flavors, if you flavor your food too much, it'll dull the taste of your meal that you're cooking. So too much stimulation, when there's news coming from here and here and here and here and here and here, you don't know what to make sense of.
That's why they wanted you to show up, Gagan. They were hoping that, as one of the head people in this thing, that you would be able to show up and tell them what was actually going on. Is that what we're going to do here?
So in that situation, I requested, and I will still request the entire community to actually just hold the space to be still. We are in a pattern where we don't know nothing. At least I don't. So I want to make the decision. If we need to know if this is the end game, we're going to move forward. How are we going to move forward? I don't know. If we have to find a solution, we have to be calm to find the solution. But if we are all going to react, we won't be able to find a solution. And if we don't know the root cause of a problem, we can't find the solution. I don't know what is going on because I don't have any contact. I'm a member like you guys.
Well, you made it seem like you had direct contact with Stephen Beard on numerous different occasions. Because whenever Stephen Beard went live to talk to anyone in BG Wealth, it was Gagan that was running the meeting. For the most part, she'd be on the screen first, and then she would introduce him and bring him on. So I think a lot of people in this thought that you had direct contact to Stephen Beard, and when everything went down, they expect you to know what's going on and to come and let them know what's going on so that they can have some guidance and be told what's happening here. Here's the funny thing. All you have to do to find out what's going on is Google BG Wealth sharing. And you will see tons of articles pop out talking about how $41.5 million was seized by the feds, along with over 50 websites of yours. So it's not hard to find out the information about what's really going on here. It's just she doesn't want to come live and say this thing is a scam. She wants no accountability. So much so that she will try to silence anyone that tries to hold her accountable, which we will get into after this video.
With Dr. Stephen Beard, I've never had any personal contact. I've never met the man. I host, video conferencing calls like this. He shows up. He showed up for everybody. So I don't know what is happening.
Which is weird, isn't it? He's such a busy guy, but then he can always be available. And he said that he was going to give every single person in this personal connection to him in order to coach them in this. And there were several people that said that when they would write to Stephen Beard, he would respond to them. And it's like, this man is not going to be able to respond to allegedly 750,000 people in this. Allegedly, thousands upon thousands. It's just not going to happen. The same scenario with the other guy who was top on BG Wealth Chain named Mr. Gurong Bat. Interesting. And yeah, she keeps calling him Stefan. She can't decide if it's Stephen or Stefan.
The fact is, I cannot afford to pay 12%, and I don't feel in alignment that I can even tell my team to do it. We all are adults. We all make our own decisions, and we should make our own educational, informed, self-reliant decisions.
Yes, so how come you did no research into this before you go live and you tell everyone that they should join it? You didn't do your due diligence and your research into this. I did my research into this. I started in like January. And I found out it was a scam right away. I don't understand. And if you've never met Stephen Beard, then why would you go on and on and on like you did in that video I showed about how amazing of a person he is? Like you were personal friends and you knew him really well, enough that you could speak on his character. That's bizarre if you don't know him. People need to stop promoting things and promoting people that they don't actually know anything about. Unfortunately, we don't live in a world where we can just take things at face value anymore. And if you don't do your due diligence and you're promoting something that's scammy to an audience, and that audience joins because of you, you do owe it to them to be accountable, apologize, and then do what you can to make that right. At the very least. I personally think the Fed should come give you a visit.
So as an educator, that's what I did. That's what I have always said, that it's important to make informed decisions. And crypto projects are very volatile. We all knew that going in. I do not want to play a blame game at all towards anybody. And I will request that everybody holds that space, because we do need healing. And that will only come if we all work together to go in that direction. Don't know what to do. I also want to tell everybody here that a lot of people, bad actors, are impersonating me on different platforms.
What are you talking about? I have no clue what you are talking about when you say bad actors are impersonating me on different platforms. Unless you just admitted to being Alina in the Bond chat and Telegram groups, Gagan, then nobody is doing that to you. You have a few channels out here, and one of them has a whole bunch of BG Wells sharing, or at least did have a whole bunch of BG Wells sharing all over it. That's you, chick. That's not other people on other channels. And if you're trying to say that the other channels that have videos of you doing BG Wealth are people impersonating you, it's not either. I've looked into this. I tried to find people impersonating you on the damn internet, Gagan, and I couldn't find one single person impersonating you. Not one. I could find your socials, and then I could find videos of you and videos that you've done in the past that other people have also uploaded, which is what happens in these schemes, right? Like they do a webinar and like 7 people stream it, right? But that's all I've found. So don't try to say now that like those videos aren't you. That will drive me insane, okay? And I hate how she's like, we should all just be positive now and like just forget about this and move on, guys. Also, she doesn't have enough money to pay a 12% because her 12% would be quite high. Because she has a very large team. So she was making money off of other people in this thing. So she's got a lot of money, allegedly, in this thing, like according to her, right? So her 12% is probably thousands and thousands of dollars. And she can't afford to pay that. You know? And now she wants to be like, guys, I'm a victim just like you. And I don't know what's going on. Like, this is crazy. I don't know. It's like, come on, Gagan. Don't do that. Okay? Yeah, Susie has this whole thing figured out. Polar tensor. Yeah, we're going to get into that in future too. Hello, Crypto G. Good to see you. Like, don't let her fool you. This woman is a master manipulator. All right, she pretends that she is psychic and can read your future with astrology and can do healing with her hands. You guys know what I feel about these people that prey on vulnerable people with illnesses and stuff and tell them that they can heal them with their hands. These faith healers and stuff, they're awful people. Awful people do that. Not good people. In my opinion. So she's very, very good at manipulating. That is the one thing I will say about her. She's good at speaking and she's good at manipulating. Don't let her talk circles around you here and manipulate anyone into thinking that she's innocent. I don't believe her to be. And I think most of the people in this thing, any of the survivors of this thing would tell you that if Stephen Beard is going to go down, that they want this lady and Richard to go down as well.
I am not posting anything on any platform. My last posts were probably May 1st on various platforms. I am not reaching out to anybody to console people or to do anything. That's not me. Because I have my own groups that I manage. And when I have to say something, I will say there. So no activity. I haven't even done trades since the announcement on May 2nd. I don't even want to test anything. Why? Because if something is not in alignment with me, I'm frozen. Like I can move. I haven't even allowed myself to cry and feel my own emotions because I'm trying to help everyone understand and maneuver through their emotions. So as your friend, I would request to hold the space for positivity to come in. I don't know what this is going to bring. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. But if we can stay together, we will get through this together too, no matter which direction we go. So I wanted to come on camera. I did a video chat a few days ago in my groups, different groups, because I think I could host more people that way. But unfortunately, I'm so new to that platform, I couldn't record it.
So Violet has just posted in the chat the BG Well Sharing Victim Reporting Guide. So if you are a victim of this, you can click on that and it might be able to help you. If not, you can also email me or Danny. His email is danny@DSJEX.com. My email is bethgiven74@gmail.com. So, it's on my channel. And I'll do whatever I can to help you. I just need to know where you live. You don't have to like dox your address to me. Just tell me your state, your province, etc. And then I can help direct you to where you need to report. Right?
Properly. So it's like bits and pieces coming from people. We did say, and it's like really distorted. So I didn't want those recorded videos that I didn't record. Other people, like a second-hand person, did it because they were attendees. And I know right now some people are probably recording this too, but I wanted to record it myself and then give it to you guys. So I think the facts are, I don't understand 12% tax. That is wrong. If it's an income tax, if that is an income tax, that's totally wrong. I don't understand that. What is the pause here? Now, if it is something else and there was some miscommunication, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so for a while they were claiming that the word tax was misused. And that when Stephen Beard said a 12% tax, he actually meant a 12% fee. Because they claim that where he's from in Europe, they don't use the word fee, they only use the word tax. And I was like, that's not true, but sure. So that's why she's bringing up miscommunication. I don't personally think any miscommunication occurred here. I think that they knew that they were collapsing. The feds were seizing things, including their crypto wallets. And they tried to get one more big payout from everyone. And then as we called them out, they went, oh shit, maybe we can't do that. And they flipped out, didn't know what to say. So they said they were hacked. And now here we are. Because the only person so-called hacking them would be the feds taking seizure over their funds and their website.
I just want to hold the space for divine intervention so that we can create something positive out of this experience. BG has been an excellent project for all of us till it wasn't.
Till it wasn't. Interesting. And now that it isn't, now you want to use this community to what? Get them to pay for your manifestation, astrology, psychic bull-hooey?
My withdrawal was also denied after 10 days. So that's a violation of what I understood is my right. I'm with you guys on that part.
Wow.
Don't know what to do. Will I lose everything? I don't know. Will I be suspended? I don't know. Will I be I don't know. I have no idea. What I want to request everyone is you all have to make your own decisions. And maybe this is a learning lesson for everybody who just blindly followed someone into doing something and didn't think.
It's like, bitch, we blindly followed you. It was you. Like,
to make their own decisions, how to onboard, how to off-ramp, what to do, how to do financial management. I don't know, because we only educated based on what we were taught in new members orientations. And every day, everything worked till it didn't. So I don't know what the facts are beyond the facts.
It's not really true that everything worked until it didn't. Because we've already exposed that there was no trading ever going on. They were paying people out with new people's money that were being recruited in. And they were just moving money around from wallet to wallet to wallet. That was the so-called trading. So it was never working.
I don't know anything else. So I wanted you guys to hear that from me first. And I'm telling you, I'm in a holding phase. I don't know what's happening. And I have not participated in any activity, whether it's trading, whether it's presentation, whether it's public announcement. I haven't done any public announcement. So if people are impersonating and throwing, spreading rumors, or Gagan, LV7, Gagan said this, that's not coming from me. So just make sure that you get to the source of the information. There's so many people saying that there is a Telegram group that Gagan started.
Honestly, I wonder if Gagan is Alina, because it would make sense.
I didn't start anything. Don't blindly follow people. You have to make your own decision as to what is happening.
You showed up here, Gagan, and you said, I am a professional in business, in crypto, in manifestation. So you can trust me. I think Stephen Barrett's amazing. And you went on and on and on about all these great traits he had. I played it in my intro. That's why I played all of that. And now you want to be like, why were you guys blindly following someone into this thing? They followed you. You are what legitimized this. You. And it's like you're not understanding that. You know? And then you come out here and you're like, guys, I'm just like you, one of the members. And honestly, if I was somebody that joined this because of you, I would be so pissed off right now watching this video. Like, I would be like, what is she talking about? I literally joined because of her. And now she's acting like I'm an idiot because I trusted her. And now she wants me to trust her again to heal from this. So yeah, don't blindly trust anyone, especially this woman, going forward. It's ridiculous. She's silly. You will go down, lady. As per latest breaking news, so-called Professor Stephen Beard ends up contract with DSJ, and now he launched a new platform and is asking for another $100 deposit to continue. It's just to continue the scam. Wow, she just said the obvious out loud. No one should follow her or any of these promoters. Exactly. Manifestation, that's sexist. Like you, right? It's like you're the one that got most of these people to join. Or their upline trusted you, you know? The gall of this woman. Seriously. I like how over time her eyes got more sunken in and darker. It's so funny to see like the past videos of her where she's all made up and looking very confident, and then see her here where she's trying to look bad. She didn't do her makeup in this video. She came on with no makeup, this dark sweater on, you know? It's a thing. Womanfestation. She looks like she's so depressed and scared now. Look at how dark her eyes are. She's not sleeping anymore. Well, she can't afford any more makeup. You know? Like all criminals, when they sit in court, ensure they look as frail and innocent as possible. Exactly. Exactly. It's a thing that people do to get extra pity. And that's all I see here when I look at her. It's her putting on a show. I saw her videos where she was shouting, "Who understands the power of compounding?" Yeah. She's going to sell you a healing course. That's what I'm waiting for. Because that's like what she does, right? So she's going to be like, this thing hurts you guys so much, but you can still trust me. I have this manifestation course with astrology that you can do to heal. Here is my code. It costs $99. You know what I mean? It's like, God, lady, give it up.
Stay together. We built so much together. So now if there is anything going on, whatever is going on, we have to stay together to find the solution. If I am emotional or if I cannot think straight,
Yeah, she's like a full-on like psychic lady.
I'm going to lean on the people who are more solid than me and can think logically in that moment. Find that team. And I know your directs are there to support you.
Wow.
I want to give kudos to all my leaders and my community worldwide who have poured in their love and support during this tough time.
Don't forget the money.
With you know, I'm holding the same space for you guys. We are in this, like we are hurting together. If we thrived together, we worked together, we partied together, we are hurting together. So now it's time to rise again together. But we can only rise if we will let ourselves stay stable. Can you all take a digital fast? Mother's Day weekend is here, right? If we can all disconnect from digital and social media and just connect with your family, connect with your own emotions, connect with yourself.
Geez, you know, never thought of doing that on Mother's Day. Oh, wait, I do that every year on Mother's Day.
And let the right guidance come in.
How is that going to heal me? If I put my entire retirement saving into this, right, or I maxed out my credit cards to put my money into this, How is unplugging for a weekend going to help me, Gagan? I might need a little bit more like some of your hoopla.
I think we can do better that way.
Mm-hmm.
So my action plan right now, and the request is, I'm telling you what I'm doing, and you will hear from me next week. Whatever decision I'm making, whatever direction I'm going, either way, I don't know what crossroads we are. I'm in the center of the crossroads. Don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going, how I'm going. I'll let you know. You guys will be the first one to know. Are you patient enough?
And you'll be on to the next scam, I'm sure. This is just a way for you to keep your community in hopes that when you move on to the next scam, they're all still here and they'll follow you. And then you can make it up to level 9 in that one really quickly again, right, Gagan?
To hold your horses and just stay still. I would highly recommend not to delete any of your accounts. That's not the right thing to do. No matter what that is. Because no matter which direction you go, that's your proof.
Your proof.
Don't make, when you can't think straight and you have not made your decision, whatever your decision is, from your core with full confidence and clarity, then that decision cannot take you further, right? So holding pattern for a decision making is also important.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. I know you wanted to hear from Gagan. So this session was extended to upline, crossline, growline, friends who have met, on this journey, people who have admired me, people who have loved me. It was extended to everyone. I don't know who got in, who didn't, but everybody who registered, they will be sent a link.
Yeah, warning, on the bond chat today, there was a notice for a new link in migration and a $100 fee to start. Which is why she did this video like this in hopes to keep everyone there, because I'm sure that she'll be doing that. That probably isn't as much as the 12% fee she would have had to pay.
Or this recording so that they can, if they couldn't get in, at least they'll have the recording straight from me. Thank you. I want to make this very short and sweet. I'm not taking any questions. I'm not saying anything, do this, don't do that.
Yeah, I I would have loved it if she had taken some questions, but she's too scared. Bit of a coward.
Saying, I'm here with you guys, and I hope you guys will stay around to make a connection. Your choice, right? You have to decide what you have to do.
You're guilting us.
Then you decide what you don't want to do. And at that time, I think that will be the best decision to take. I know a lot of people are hurting because they feel their trust is broken. Because we don't know what to believe.
Yeah. And
It's
trust
important.
is broken with you. So why would anyone stick around and heal with you, Gagan? Like, leave these people alone, damn it.
When you feel that your trust is broken, that means you need to be grounded and healing. The trust needs to come from inside. That's what I believe. And if I'm not going to let myself be connected with my emotions, I won't be able to find my trust. That if my trust is broken, it's a two-way street, right? I asked Dr. Beard to come on Zoom 3 times. He refused. He didn't refuse only me. He refused all the senior leaders. He refused the entire community. I don't know what the reason is. My decision is to ask. The other person's decision is to either say yes or no. I'm not attached to that answer. I've always built my businesses and relationships without fear, without greed, and with detachment. So I'm not attached to an outcome here. I'm attached to truth and integrity. I'm attached to promises. I'm attached to the rights that were mentioned. So don't know what to do right now. I just wanted to clear the air that I am not reaching out to people and saying anything on any social media platform because I'm in a pause mode, and I wanted to disconnect for the weekend so that I can enjoy Mother's Day weekend. And you all need to connect with your families, with your friends, enjoy Mother's Day, and go celebrate something. We have made such beautiful memories on this journey. That's what I want to hold on to. I don't want to hold on to vengeance. I don't want to hold on to blame game or anything negative.
Speaking of Stormy Wellington, make sure that you check out my Stormy Wellington deep dive.
That's what I'm here to say. If we can manifest and co-create miraculous transformations, we can always find a solution. Don't know what that solution is yet, but if we create and hold that space, we soon will be able to. The question is, are you willing to get your one big win and find the solution? That's all it is. So thank you so much, guys. Just wanted to state the facts, not doing anything. If you hear people...
You stated no facts. You just gave your opinion. That's all. You didn't tell anyone what was actually going on or give any facts.
Hey, pause this, do that. That's not me sending any private messages to anyone. My private messaging only happens with people who have already connected with me and I know that they are real people in my organization. I will not reach out to anyone. So just be mindful. And you can see, if you click on their handles on different platforms, they might have my name, but they'll have an alphanumeric or a special character or something in there. That's on me. So thank you so much, guys. You will hear back from me soon, hopefully next week sometime. So enjoy. Just let go of the tensions and be still. Keep it.
Enjoy finding out that you were scammed.
It's simple. And don't pay attention to the negativity right now because you're absorbing so much of negativity that you're reacting. There's no need to react. So thank you very much. I just wanted to end this here. I'm going to stop the recording. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So much to unpack. So much gaslighting, not taking accountability for her role in this at all. Literally, that is insane. That was an insane response. And enjoy yourselves. Like, okay, I would love to, but I can't. I can't. So, we're going to read part of Danny's article. Danny wrote an article on Gagan. So I'm going to put it in the comments there if you want to check it out. Edge says, she have enough involvement with BG scam to arrest her and put her into jail. She knows this. Get involved and push others to get involved is totally different. That's right. And she was one of the top promoters. She made it up to level 9. You know? Agree. Happy Mother's Day, you're broke. Yeah, that's what that was. I'm enjoying myself playing Mystery MLM Theater 3000. So yeah, I linked this article in the chat. I'll add it to the description later. But there's another detail here that's easy to miss if you're only looking at the presentations. But once you see it, it's hard to ignore. Gagan Sarkaria's online presence has shifted. The YouTube channel that was actively used to promote and educate around BG wealth sharing appears to have been renamed or removed. At the same time, Her main website is still live, still polished, still presenting her as a high achievement business coach, consultant, and multi-brand operator. But there is no mention of BG wealth sharing anywhere on it. That's not a small omission, because this wasn't a side project. This was something she stood on stage and spoke about with authority, something she encouraged others to build around, something she positioned as a pathway to financial freedom. And yet, when you look at her controlled, public-facing business presence today, that entire narrative has quietly disappeared. That raises a very simple question. Why distance yourself from something you were so confident promoting? If BG wealth sharing is exactly what it was presented to be, regulated, profitable, and sustainable, then there would be no reason to remove it from your public identity, or to pretend like now, like you don't have much to do with it. In fact, you would expect the opposite. You would expect it to be front and center, showcased as a flagship success. She said, don't delete any of your stuff, that's your proof. You know? But we're not seeing that. Instead, we're seeing a return to broader, safer positioning, coaching, consulting, publishing, personal development, areas that don't carry the same immediate scrutiny as a financial platform making aggressive return claims. And that's where the absence becomes meaningful. Because when something is removed without explanation, especially after being promoted at scale, it often tells you more than the original promoter ever did. Right now, members are being reassured that their money is still there, that withdrawals are on the way, and that the system is simply under pressure. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. Delays happen. Systems get overloaded. But when you've looked at enough of these operations, you start to recognize when something isn't just a delay. It's a pattern unfolding in real time. Because this isn't new. What we're seeing follows a sequence that has played out again and again in similar schemes. It begins with rapid growth, driven by recruitment and reinforced by early success stories. People see results, withdrawals are processed, and confidence builds. That confidence becomes the fuel for expansion. And before long, the system reaches a point where incoming money is expected to keep everything moving. Then the pressure starts. Withdrawals increase. More people want to take money out than put their money in. That's when the language begins to shift. Delays are introduced, audits are mentioned, and members are encouraged to stay calm. It doesn't stop overnight. Instead, the system begins to slow down in a controlled way, buying time while trying to maintain belief. And that's the critical moment, because from the outside, it still looks functional. Accounts still show balances. Communication is still active. Leaders are still reassuring their teams. But underneath that surface, something fundamental has changed. The ability to meet withdrawal demand consistently. At that point, the system doesn't collapse in a dramatic way. It stalls, it stretches, it fragments. And by the time most people realize what's actually happening, they're no longer deciding whether to stay or leave. They're waiting, hoping, and reacting to a system that has already moved beyond their control. So don't tell them not to react. I'm going to say this clearly because people deserve clarity, not comfort. The presence of a balance does not mean the presence of funds. A number on a screen can be updated at any time. It can go up, it can go down, and it can give the appearance of growth. But unless that number can be converted into money in your control consistently without delay, it's not the same thing as liquidity. And that distinction is where most people get caught out. Right now, members are being reassured that everything is still there, that withdrawals are coming, and that delays are temporary. But a pending withdrawal is not a payout, and a promise, no matter how confidently delivered, is not a guarantee. The only thing that matters is whether funds are being released in a way that matches what was originally promised. And this is where the situation becomes very real. When you have hundreds of thousands of people trying to withdraw at the same time, the dynamic changes completely. It's no longer about whether the system works in principle. It becomes about whether it can meet demand under pressure, because that's the moment where the difference between perception and reality is exposed. At that point, the question shifts. It's no longer, will I get paid? And it becomes, who gets paid first and who doesn't. And once a system reaches that stage, outcomes are no longer equal. They're selective. BG Wealth Sharing presents itself as a trading platform, a financial education system, and a wealth building opportunity. That's the surface level identity, the version people are introduced to through presentations, testimonials, and onboarding calls, many of them done by Gagan. It's designed to feel modern, accessible, and structured in a way that removes complexity while promising strong outcomes. But when you step back and analyze what's actually happening, not just what's being said, a very different picture starts to form. You're looking at a system that controls how money enters and how it leaves, where deposits are simple and fast, but withdrawals become conditional once pressure builds. You're looking at a structure that relies on continuous inflow to maintain momentum, reinforced by internal dashboards that show growth but don't provide independent verification of where that growth is coming from. And alongside that, you have a strong emphasis on recruitment and expansion, which helps sustain the system while reinforcing belief among participants. None of these elements exist in isolation. They work together. The messaging keeps people confident. The structure encourages growth. The mechanics keeps funds inside. And when stress hits the system, the narrative adjusts to maintain stability for as long as possible. That combination isn't accidental. It's what allows the operation to function the way it does. So while it's presented as innovation, education, or opportunity, the underlying structure points to something else. This isn't financial innovation. It's a closed financial loop, supported by external marketing and internal control. What we are witnessing right now is not the beginning of BG Wealth Sharing. It is the beginning of the end phase, the point where pressure builds, cracks start to show, and the narrative shifts from confidence to control, which I don't like. This is the stage where everything gets tested. Confidence starts to wobble. Withdrawals slow down or become restricted. Leaders who once spoke with certainty begin changing their tone. And anyone raising concerns is quickly labeled as negative, misinformed, or an outsider trying to cause damage. At the same time, something more subtle begins to happen. Reality starts to surface, not all at once, but in fragments. A delayed withdrawal here, a conflicting explanation there, a quiet disappearance of content or messaging. Each piece on its own might be dismissed, but together they form a pattern that becomes harder to ignore. And this is the part most people underestimate. The real damage isn't just financial, it's relational. Because people weren't just investing, they were bringing others in. Friends, family, entire communities were introduced under the belief that this was something legitimate, something safe, something worth sharing. That trust wasn't accidental. It was built deliberately through confidence, repetition, and visible success. Now those same people are being told to stay calm. And this is the moment where everything changes. Because once trust breaks, it doesn't reset. It doesn't rebuild overnight, and it doesn't come back just because the system says it will. No amount of compounding can fix that. And Danny wrote this article mainly about Gagan. It's called BG Wealth Sharing Collapse. Gagan Sarkaria's false promises exposed as withdrawal crisis deepens. And he wrote this at the start, the very start of when this thing was going down. Yes, don't panic. That's right. And Danny did a video, and he did a live stream all about this. Yeah, a lot of gaslighting, mockery, deception. That's right. You will not get your money in BG. The feds have seized 41.5 million, and they are seizing all the websites. So you're going to have to wait and then let the feds will do an announcement, a press release, where they'll be doing, the end of their investigation. They'll announce what's going to happen. And then the idea in seizing the money is to get it back out to the victims. And they will give instructions for how to do that. Right now, you have to report it in your jurisdiction as a scam. But Danny did this. He did video along with it, as he usually does, So there's the live stream. He reacted to her April 12th, 2026, the Utah presentation. And Danny just reacted to her words. And then just wrote on here, right? Just wrote on here the article. But what you mean, bro? Don't panic is an expression that people in a scam that we used to cover used to say all the time. So Joe's bringing it back to that. And after Danny did this amazing video and article where he just spoke about how she was promoting this, how she was she was the guest of honor, basically, the speaker of honor at the Utah event, and etc. And Gagan actually sent Danny a cease and desist letter. Danny received this just yesterday. Yeah, it was a quote from someone from a different scam, a little joke. So Danny got this yesterday. And we did read it yesterday on his channel, but in case you didn't see it, we're going to go through it again now. So you can see it says cease and desist notice. Has the date. It says to Danny DeHeck, his email. And the subject is defamatory publications, false statements, and failure to exercise responsible journalistic standards. Says, Dear Mr. DeHeck, this correspondence serves as a formal demand that you immediately cease and desist from publishing, distributing, live streaming, broadcasting, reposting, or otherwise promoting false, misleading, defamatory, and damaging statements regarding me, Gagan Sarkaria, and any alleged involvement connected to BG Wealth Sharing Limited or any associated entities. So, as you can see, she's really trying to disconnect from this thing. As a YouTube influencer and self-proclaimed journalist or media commentator, which is funny because Danny is a journalist. All right, Danny is a very well-known scam catcher in New Zealand. Not sure if you're aware, but he's been in Bloomberg documentaries. He's been in the New York Times where they've written up like a whole article on him when he was going after Sam Lee. Danny is a journalist. So he's not self-proclaimed. He didn't even name himself the crypto Ponzi scheme adventure. He actually got that from New York Times. That's what they called him. So I found that kind of funny. But she says you bear both an ethical and legal responsibility to exercise reasonable care, professional due diligence, and definitive fact-checking prior to publicly disseminating damaging allegations against private individuals or businesses. Which I don't feel like Danny did. Responsible journalism requires impartial investigation. Our team does major investigation. And if you would like to see some of that investigation into BG wealth sharing, I did literally a 4-part series on BG wealth sharing, and I take you through a lot of the investigative process so that you can learn how to look at these things for yourself in future. So trust me, we do a lot of investigations. Verification of sources, something else we definitely do. Balanced reporting. Now here's the thing about that. Balanced reporting can be done if we didn't have a mission to speak out about scams. Balanced reporting is like we would have to talk about BG wealth sharing like it could have been successful. That's what you're asking us to do, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to speak out about scams, to be a voice for victims, and to protect the public as consumer protection advocates. That's what we do. So unfortunately, if we're covering something, it's because we've already done due diligence and probably realized it's a scam. And if I don't know for sure something is a scam and I'm doing research with you live on a stream to find out, I let you know that. I say, we're doing this research together right now. I don't know what this is. Let's figure it out together. And Danny does the same thing if he's doing it like live to figure things out. Right? And then she says, and the opportunity for the accused party to respond before harmful claims are presented to the public as factual assertions. And the thing is that we were reacting to your videos, to your publicly posted videos. That is as good as getting your response. Danny, also every time he goes live, he posts up a link that you can actually click on and go on his show. That's how I get on his show every day. Almost every day. I'm on there a lot. So you could have shown up. And then you could have totally like responded. But we don't have to reach out to you, although most of the time we do. It has come to my attention that you have instead utilized online platforms, including YouTube and related social media channels, to circulate and amplify unverified allegations, which is not true, AI-generated or AI-enhanced graphics, which, yeah, okay, Danny may use some of that on his site, manipulated imagery, no, not so much, scripted commentary, speculative narratives, and defamatory insinuations without conducting any legitimate investigative communication with me whatsoever. It's like, I don't have to interview you. Your LinkedIn is public. We went through it. Additionally, in one of the meetings I was present in, what was understood by all participants to be a private meeting and discussion, during which I was recorded without my knowledge or consent, nor the knowledge or consent of the other participants present. That's a lie, because at the beginning of the video, every time you're on Zoom, okay, it literally says, we are recording this meeting. And you told everyone you were recording it, and then you even acknowledged that there would probably be other people recording it. So you did know. So you can't turn around now and say that you didn't know. Portions of that recording appear to have been selectively edited, manipulated, mischaracterized, and presented in a misleading manner that does not accurately reflect the full context or substance of the conversation. That's a lie. We reacted to the Utah event while it was streaming live. And then also, we react to her words on a Zoom video. You know what I mean? I didn't change any of her words. That was her video. You can go look it up. It's posted up a few times. The publication and distribution of fabricated, altered, or deceptively edited recordings while portraying them as factual and complete representations of events, is both misleading and damaging. Your continued promotion of such content contributes to false public narratives, reputational harm, and intentional public deception. I'm like, that's what you were doing. At no time have you requested a face-to-face meeting. Are you going to travel to New Zealand or Canada? A formal interview. I'll do a formal interview with you. You want to come on my channel, Gagan? I'm not going to be as nice as the people on Channel 9 were with Chris Delgado, though. A direct statement. A one-on-one conversation. Is that not a face-to-face or formal? What? Documentary verification. Or any meaningful opportunity to address or clarify the allegations and narratives being presented publicly. Rather than engaging in responsible reporting practices, your content appears designed to encourage sensationalism, public humiliation, online harassment, reputational harm, and audience engagement for monetized clickbait viewership and financial gain. All of us that speak out about scams, we all rely on our amazing community as members and donators to our channel. And we are lucky if we make enough AdSense money to get the $100 that I need to make before I could pull out money from AdSense. So nobody is doing this for the money. Many of us, though, have been in scams in the past and have been victims. We don't want to see other people go through what we went through, so we dedicate our time and energy to speaking out about these things in hopes to stop other people from getting hurt like we did. And I enjoy it. Now, does Danny name and shame people that are doing scams? Yes. Should we kind of do some reputational harm and public humiliation of people that are preying on vulnerable people and stealing their money in scams? Yes. Yeah, you should be held accountable. You shouldn't be able to just escape into the night with no accountability and nothing ever happening, like this is Dubai. So forgive me if I don't really care too much about your feelings, Gagan. Your actions demonstrate a reckless disregard for truth and accuracy. We couldn't have been more truthful and accurate. Professional journalistic integrity, something I have a lot of. Fairness and impartiality. I don't know how to be more fair to you than I have been. Really, though. You don't deserve much. Verification of factual claims. I don't know how much more factual it could get. The fact that Danny and Zach worked together and then this thing got frozen and then literally the FBI is seizing the websites. And like how much more factual can we get? You know, in terms of talking about the collapse of this thing. Just saying. It's kind of weird. And the significant reputational, emotional, and financial harm that may result from public dissemination of unverified accusations. Nothing that I have accused Gagan of has been unverified. You have seen her speak with her own words. We have gone through her public socials, such as her LinkedIn and her own public website. And that is what we're talking about. You are presenting assumptions, opinions, speculation, and commentary as though they are substantiated facts despite lacking verified evidence. We have that. Legal findings. We are the reason why there's going to be legal findings. Oftentimes, when Danny and I come across a scam, it's in the early stages. And if we're not reporting it and reporting on it, there aren't any legal findings. Like, we're the ones that are reporting it. Without us, that won't happen. Unfortunately, the regulators are all way overwhelmed. So they often can't do as much as they want to do. And that's why people like me and him and like CopyZilla and Jim Browning and stuff exist. Because we're like, okay, well, let's help them out. Let's do what we can from our end. And then we can hand it in to the regulators and stuff too. And then they can take it from there. We'll just give them all the evidence they need. And we're often the ones that are handing over all the evidence. First-hand knowledge or investigative authority regarding the individuals you have targeted. Again, check out my deep dives, Gagan, because I'm on Danny's team. So if it's information on my channel, he also has that information. We went through the GitHub all together. Okay, to get the basically the whole back end code of this. Furthermore, portraying yourself as an investigator, prosecutor, judge, and jury, which no one has done, while publicly implying criminal conduct or unethical behavior, which is you're being investigated for money laundering according to the C's, absent definitive proof, we have the C's, may constitute actionable conduct under applicable civil law, including but not limited to defamation, libel, false light representation, harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, business disparagement, and additional related civil claims. Accordingly, you are hereby directed to immediately: number 1, cease all defamatory commentary, publications, broadcasts, live streams, and social media dissemination regarding me, Gagan Sarkaria. Well, congratulations, Gagan. You got yourself an entire live stream dedicated to just you and your history today because of this. Good job. Number 2, remove any videos, thumbnails, graphics, edited images, and AI-generated materials, captions, comments, reposts, recordings, and related content that falsely portray or damage my character, integrity, or reputation. It's not our fault that you decided as a sidekick to join this BG wealth sharing and then promote it publicly and fuck thousands of people over. That's on you. You fucked up your own integrity, character, and your reputation. You can't hide it now. Sorry. Number 3, refrain from publishing or repeating future allegations absent independently verified factual evidence. Thank God that we always have independently verified factual evidence. And number 4, preserve all records, communications, uploads, drafts, monetization records, analytics, edits, production files, recordings, and related materials concerning this matter for evidentiary purposes. I thought you wanted me to remove them all. Now you want me to preserve them. Please be advised that failure to comply with this notice may result in formal complaints and legal action being pursued through the appropriate channels, including but not limited to local and state authorities, applicable federal agencies, legal counsel, YouTube, and Google policy enforcement divisions. So are you threatening to take down channels because they are calling you out for what you did? Nobody tells Danny or Queen what to do. It's true. You know, like, what we doing here, girl? And any additional jurisdictions relevant to the publication and monetization of the content at issue. Well, here in Canada, we don't really do cease and desist, so good luck. This notice serves as a final opportunity to immediately discontinue these actions prior to further escalation. Respectfully, not a lawyer. Which, by the way, if a lawyer isn't the one that sends you one of these and signs it, then it doesn't fucking matter. It's just an email that someone sent you. But respectfully, Gagan Sarkaria. And then she puts formal. Like, what? I don't know what that means. I guess she's formal. So, not only did people sign up to this thing because of this woman, all right? Think of her as the top dog. She's the Chris Johnson of this, okay? Not only did they sign up because of this woman, but now that everything has gone wrong, she is trying to erase the fact that she was even a part of it. She is trying to hold on to the community she formed in it. And I'm not really sure what her next steps are going to be. She's either going to try to move them all into her manifestation website bullshit, or, as we found out today, they are starting up a new program, and there's a $100 buy-in. And I'm sure that if Gagan has the $100, which she probably does, she is going to buy into that, because it will be a lot easier for her to pivot people into that, which probably also still involves Stephen Beard, than it would be for her to now try to pivot them into her website, where she does sell all kinds of like healing and astrology and psychic courses. So there's that, you know? And it's just a shame. It's a shame that she can't take accountability. It's a shame that she had to come on here and gaslight everyone. And, you know, all we can do now is keep an eye on her. And I am keeping an eye on you, Gagan. Because I know you're going to watch this, because you just seem like the type of woman that, like, would not be able to not watch something about you. Especially if it's only going to be a couple hours long. You know? You seem like you would watch this just so that you could send me another fake cease and desist letter like you sent Danny. But if you do send me one, I'm just going to come on here and laugh with everyone, and we're going to read it again. And then I might dig deeper into you. And that's not a threat. That's just, you're going to provide me with more content. That will encourage me more. Like I said, there are some people in this thing that are the reason why it did as well as it did and fucked over so many people. Gagan Sarkaria is definitely the top woman. And next, I will be doing a deep dive into Mr. Richard J, because he was also at the Utah event. And again, if it also wasn't for him, so many people would not have been harmed by this. But that's all I have for all of you today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I'm sorry this was late. I wanted to do it at 2 p.m. and I ended up having to go out and do some stuff before I could jump on here. And I had to do it before my kiddo got home at 3. So I had to move it to 4. I hope that wasn't a problem for anyone. But please do give this a like, subscribe, share it around, get the word out. Not to trust this woman, because no matter what, she will be doing something else. She is going to be trying to funnel people from this now into something else. I know that for an absolute fact. And so I really need everyone to please be careful. Do not trust her as far as you could throw her, because no matter what she is involved in, it is probably not a good opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone. If you haven't seen my other BG Welsh sharing deep dives, make sure that you check them out. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Friday. Like and subscribe.